Good morning and welcome to everybody, and thank you for a funny day yesterday. We are going to be a bit more concrete today, and luckily we have the visit of Kim and Anne-Marie, who's sitting next to Line, and they are working in Langelands Kommune, and they have some cases for you and some challenges about urban rehabilitation. And the idea is that in a few minutes Kim will present these cases for you, and then we would like you to, James will facilitate and explain more about it, but hopefully you can reflect on some of the things you worked with yesterday and all the other knowledge you have from each of your cases and bring it together, because you are a very mixed group, but that could be a great force for all of you. So we are looking forward to listen to Kim and what he has to say today, and especially what you come up with in the end of the day.
Yes.
So welcome to Kim and Anne-Marie and all of you.
Thank you. I feel very high tech with all these gadgets on me. Yeah, thank you very much for inviting us here to speak about our health center, which we've just opened in Rudkøbing, the main city on Langelands. This is a very interesting an interesting opportunity to sort of apply or bring this health center that we are very proud of sort of on the scene for you guys to work your magic with all the things that you've learned about gamification, because we think it's a really interesting mix. We see a lot of overlap between the goals that we have, not only for the health center but for public health on Langeland in general, and these ideas about engaging people through games. So I'm really looking forward to what you guys come up with at the end of the day. I'm gonna talk about the health center. I'm gonna give you a bit of a background and timeline for how we've reached this point where we actually have a working health center on Langeland. I'm going to talk a bit about our public health policies, how we sort of approach public health on Langeland, and then specifically present the surrounding areas, the areas surrounding the health center as cases for you guys to work with afterwards. My name is Kim. I'm a project coordinator in the municipality of Langeland. One of my primary roles has been these last 8-9 months to be a part of the project group that sort of is responsible for bringing this whole process from start to finish of creating a health center. There's a lot of ends that we have had to get to meet in order to get here. Anne-Marie is my boss. She's the overall boss of the place, also / janitor, and practically doing everything and every small detail that you can imagine in this health center. Just a bit about the background. The impetus for establishing this health center was a decision by the former government to allocate or earmark some funds specifically to design and implement health centers in geographical peripheries in Denmark. This was sort of a response to the negative press and the negative implications of centralizing a lot of health facilities in these new, what do you call, super hospitals or whatever, in different areas of the country. So a pool of money was allocated that you could apply, and Langeland municipality, together with the region of southern Denmark, applied in February of 2011. And the grant was approved, or the application was approved in March, and that really set in motion an extensive process, or a number of processes, to follow through with creating this health center. So obviously there's the building design and construction phase, which is handled by the architect and engineering company. But also we started a number of stakeholder engagement processes, meetings and workshops, in order to get all the stakeholders involved from an early stage, in order to align everyone's wants and wishes and requirements in terms of facilities and what do you want this place to actually be when it's finished. So a lot of work was put in to formulate a common vision for the center. A number of workshops to do with cooperation, future organization, cross-sectoral projects, cross-disciplinary projects. Throughout 2012 and more or less up to a month ago, we've had these processes. The building phase started March last year, and now a year later construction is complete, and most of the functions and actors have moved into the health center now, and we have a planned official opening next month. So that was sort of a brief timeline. But who are we? From the municipality, we have a job center, which is actually quite unique that a job center has moved into the same facilities as health functions. It's quite unique, and we see huge potential in cross-pollinating between these two sectors. So job center is the main or the largest actor in terms of number of employees. They also have a high turnaround of people in the shop, what would you say, because unemployment is quite high on Langeland. Nurse clinic, rehabilitation and training, which is interesting for this context. We have alcohol counseling, youth counseling, health promotion, and then the department where I come from and Marie come from, human resources and strategy. So a lot of different functions from the municipal side. Private actors, there's a physiotherapist and a psychologist, and then probably we'll have what do you call it, a bandage maker, bandagist, I don't know what it's called in English. Regional. General practitioners obviously is one of the main functions in a health center. At the moment we have one GP and are hoping to recruit more soon. Medical specialists in a satellite function is also something that we're working on. Could be eye specialist or dermatologist. A midwife function also in a satellite function, meaning 1 to 2 times a week. and a hearing specialist. And we really think that having these sort of a broad mix of different actors, both municipal, regional, and private, creates a quite unique platform from where we can sort of launch new health initiatives and health programs, where we combine the resources from the health sector with also the labor market sector. So there's a big wish, a huge wish for us, that this will be a cooperative and not just a place where you share the parking lot and say hello to each other maybe once and twice over the coffee machine. So we're going to plan a lot of activities to start getting everyone, and this actually is already started at what I showed you before from the beginning of these workshops, to start getting people to think across disciplines and across sectors. It's not easy, but it's an interesting process and something that can have huge benefits for our health policies. The vision for this health center is obviously to promote health on Langeland. That's sort of a given. We also know that we need to be innovative and flexible because resources are scarce and demands will increase on these few resources that we have. So we need to work together across sectors and think in new ways and be in close dialogue with the citizens, obviously. We want this place to be a flagship for health promotion. So we want it to be a modern health center with welfare technology. We want it to be a place where cross-sectoral cooperation is natural. And we know that other people from in the region and in the government are looking quite closely to what happens on Langeland because it is a quite unique thing that we've put together. And we want it to be an inspiring environment because we know that it's difficult to attract skilled labor, especially skilled doctors and health professionals. So having a cutting-edge modern health center will hopefully make it more attractive. We have quite a few challenges on Langeland in terms of health, in terms of unemployment. I just want to list some of the obvious ones for you here. 7% of the people are diagnosed with diabetes. That's the highest percentage in this region of southern Denmark. 23% of the people have hypertension. Again, the highest percentage of southern Denmark. We're really at the top. 5% of the population have chronic obstructive lung disease. And 20% of the population are overweight. That's actually the second highest in Denmark. And we're not aiming for number one. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to address in terms of the health challenges. The good thing is, I forgot alcohol. The fourth highest percentage in the region of population who have an alcohol consumption above the high risk level. The good thing is that we also have a very strong local community, active civil society organizations. Natural environment is amazing and just at the doorstep. So are the recreational areas. And we also have a vision that all citizens of Langeland can enjoy a long and good life. So this is sort of the overall vision for our health policy in the municipality. It's guiding our health policy from over the next 4 years. The values that sort of underline our health policy, as I've stated here, community, equality, and inclusion. We feel that these values are quite central because community creates the social relations, positive social relations that make it, possible to make the right choices in terms of health. Equality has to do with giving everyone an equal opportunity to choose the healthy lifestyle that they sort of prefer. Not everyone have the same requirements and needs or wants in terms of health. So if we give everyone the opportunity to choose, then we've come a long way. And inclusion is about accepting that people are different and that there's value in having different, there's value in difference, to say it short. The guiding principles I've just listed because, again, we have innovation as a catalyst for public health, and I think that's relevant in terms of what you guys are working with here, because we need to have these new approaches to how we get our population engaged in improving the health profile. We have 3 priority areas with defined and measurable goals under each. I'm not going to bore you with the numbers right now, just I wanted to show you that physical activity and maybe overweight is quite relevant for this setting, because we want people to be more physically active. We want this, the statistic I showed you before with the high percentage of people overweight, we want to reduce that. And gamification could be an interesting strategy. So, how can the urban environment and outdoor areas be developed to support citizens' rehabilitation and training activities? We thought that was sort of the main question for this setting here. What you see here is the health center and the surrounding areas. Here we have the main building of the health center. We have 2 gyms. I don't know if you can sort of make it out over here. And then this whole area actually is what we would like you guys to focus on. We have this red carpet, it's planned, it's not constructed yet, which will lead from there's a main bus stop here, cutting across what is a track and fields or a football field, cutting across this area and sort of leading people from the bus stop over to this area behind the health center, and then leading them into the health center itself. So we have different sort of settings or activities in these surrounding areas. This area around the track and fields area is, we've given it the name, the theme of pulse. This is where you get the heart rate pumping, and really, we have a lot of space here to play with to get people active. For youth, up in this sort of top area of the track and fields area, skateboard parks, graffiti walls, whatever. Activities that can engage a younger population is our plan for this area. Play for children, games, playgrounds, activity sets, this whole area here. The focus for children. And these are just sort of, all the pictures are just ideas or visions that we have. None of it is constructed yet, but it's in the planning phase. Strength, so physical activity and weights and urban gym area. Behind the two gym centers where we also have training equipment and stuff in one of the gyms. And then the final area is in the former, I forgot to tell you that this is a former school. So this is the schoolyard, the old schoolyard, which we've designated for rest and relaxation, primarily for employees of the health center. So activities that you can, where you can relax, but maybe also where you can be active in terms of maybe not physically active, but get information about health, about exercise. So as you can see, we're not quite there yet, but it's going to help when we get some grass planted. This here area, this is one of the gyms. We actually have an old climbing tower here for rappelling and climbing. This is the black sort of wavy building here is a new construction, which is the main hall of the health center, and then the former school, which has been renovated. The climbing tower again, the two gyms. An area in between the two gyms. We don't have any activities planned yet, but that's also an interesting spot for games or activities. That's it. Thanks for listening.